So on Sunday, me and Chase ended up going to the ice races. Of course, I didn't get any more footage because that's just the way I am. I forgot. Sorry. So this was the only brand of masa I could find to get to make the sopas. Unfortunately, it is not that easy finding Mexican ingredients to make food, but I kind of work with what I can when I can. Coming from California, it was definitely a bit of a change because I just assumed I could get ingredients anytime, any place. But here in Alaska, it's definitely been a little bit of a challenge. But it's okay because summertime is just right around the corner. Oh my gosh. Today is April the 14th and it's my son's birthday, my youngest, my little güerito. If you follow me on TikTok, which you probably do if you're on here, you know that he's my güerito and he's my youngest. I do have two other kids, a 18-year-old son and a 22-year-old daughter. Oh my gosh, I am getting old. I will be 40 May 1st, and I can't believe I just outed my age. But oh well, I never got the point of women that lie about their age. Okay, so like I'm getting ready to be 40, and there's a lot of women who are telling me, oh, so what are you going to tell people? You're 32? Apparently, you're supposed to go back like 8 years from whatever age you are. And no, I'm not. I figured I'm going to look the way I look no matter how old I am or how old I tell people I am. Okay, so here in Alaska, it's very hard to find certain things. I was able to find California chiles, pero if you can tell, the pods are kind of little and they're kind of small. But you got to do what you got to do, right? Work with what you got. So this is just the beans, the carne. I ended up marinating it for a little bit. So yeah, here's the end results. My husband loves doing stuff. He cannot keep still, even on his days off. So he ended up making this. When my kids were younger, we ended up taking them out of school every once in a while if their grades were good and just having what we called a mental day. So today was Chase's mental day. We ended up going to Homer, visiting friends, and this is a place where we stopped and ate at. Last time we were here, it was 2 days before my older son ended up going to boot camp. I love all the decorations on the walls. We were the only ones here that day, which was nice. This is us on the way home, jamming out, and Chase checking out something on his phone. I'm not sure. Probably in a video game. Wouldn't be surprised. I love the drive home, especially when I'm not the one driving. My husband is. Oh, I love the scenery and everything. So if you go straight, it's Soldotna, and if you go left, you go to Kenai. We live left. Oh my gosh, the post office over here is so small. That's my post office. Oh, I got these little trinkets down at one of the pot shops at Homer. And of course, there's always a trip to Home Depot with the dog. She loves going there. And also, I forgot, Walmart. So I start my Sundays off with the birds, of course. Twinkie is the green one, the blue one is Tweety. There's my son. And my husband playing video games. And of course, I'm the mom. So what am I going to be doing? Any guesses? If you guessed laundry, you guessed right. But I wash, I dry, and they put them away. So it's not too bad. So today is Monday here. I end up, those are my socks. This is the closest you will ever see my socks to actually matching. I don't know if it's an Alaska thing or a roller derby thing, but I used to always match my socks because, well, California, and you just do. Here, everybody wears match socks, especially when I went to roller derby. It's like if you don't wear matching socks, you're good. If you wear matching, you're no good. But yeah, so on Mondays, I should say, my husband goes to work and my son's at school. I try to organize, clean up the house. On this day, I was getting all our Tupperware, trying to organize everything, and it was semi-organized because I ended up starting it a couple weeks ago and finally finished it today. That those little boxes are semi-done already, like the one I just put away. That one was good. Okay, so if you follow any of my social media, not like I have a whole lot. I have a TikTok and an Instagram, and they're pretty much the same almost. But if you do follow any of my social media, you know that I'm a little bit of a basket case. I have a learning disability. I am dyslexic. And there's something else that I have which I don't really remember. I got diagnosed a long time ago in school. So with this YouTube, I'm going to be sharing random things, mostly about myself and sharing things about my life. Like, I have two kids, two sons rather, and one daughter. Three kids. Sorry. I don't have the best relationship with my daughter, and I don't know where my mom is. Never really had the best relationship with her. But in the last year, I've been really wanting to go look for her, and I've wrote her a couple of letters and try to contact her, but as far as I know, she moved. Apparently, I think she sold her house. I don't know, but I just keep on getting letters back to me saying return to sender. The reason why me and my mom don't have the best relationship is because she was extremely abusive. It's a big story, but I will definitely be sharing that. So here I'm just sharing some things that I have. I like little knickknacks and stuff, but I'm also working on burning some wood because one of my fans from TikTok ended up sending me these cute little lights. And here's me, just kind of decorating on them and stuff. Okay, so back to my crazy, crazy life. So my mom met my dad, and they went out for about 5 or 6 years before she became pregnant with me. But here's the kicker: my dad is about 20 to 30 years older than my mom. My mom is only about 8 or so years older than my younger brother. Well, he's older than me, but one of my younger brothers, if that makes sense. I have two. Um, my mom was my dad's mistress for a long time and decided it would be a good idea for her to get knocked up with me so she can, like, I guess, win my dad back. That did not work. um because of that, my mom was beyond abusive. She would beat me on a regular daily basis. Like, I would get hit on a daily basis. I would get beaten on a weekly basis. Sometimes I couldn't go back to school the next day because it was so bad. There was many times that if my mom got into an argument with my dad over the phone, I knew that either I was going to get beaten up, or if he was away on a business trip someplace, I would be the one who would get dropped off at his doorstep. And on the way there, I would get yelled at how everything was my fault. I remember one time she pulled over to the side of the road. I don't know where we were going, but I remember that it was really cold. And she was yelling at me like she always does, and she ended up telling me to go ahead and get in front of the car because everything was my fault so she can just run me over. I don't remember what happened after that, but I remember feeling so scared as a kid. I remember looking out the window and seeing the snow outside. I can just picture it right now. But my dad knew that my mom wasn't the best mom, and I never told him, but I think he kind of knew. So whenever my birthday would come around, he would take me to Disneyland, and he would try to make it up to me in any way. It was years later, after I was an adult, when I told him how bad it really was, and the hurt in his eyes, and he told me, "Mijita, perdóname." Like, he never knew that it was even close to what it was. He just always assumed that it was a little hit. I really do hope you guys like my first video. If not, that's okay. watch it anyways. Send it to somebody you don't like if you hate it. Like, seriously, this girl's trying to make a little money, trying to do her thing. And by the way, I also sell shirts. I raise men, not bitches.